Goblins live in my house, but nobody believes me. I'm 14 years old and live with my parents in an old house that my grandma used to own. Ever since we moved in, strange things have been happening. Items going missing, shadows darting in the corner of my eye, and eerie giggles echoing through the halls at night. I tried to convince my family and friends, but they laughed it off, attributing it to an overactive imagination or stress. It all started when I found my favorite book shredded to pieces in the living room. No one in the house admitted to touching it. Another time, my mom's jewelry went missing, only to be found days later in the attic, arranged in a peculiar pattern that resembled a face. These incidents were too bizarre to ignore, but my family dismissed them as coincidences or pranks. Determined to uncover the truth, I set up cameras and traps around the house. Every morning, I would review the footage, finding nothing but blurry shapes and inexplicable disturbances. The goblins were clever, always staying one step ahead of my efforts. I became obsessed, determined to catch them in the act. One evening, as I was setting up yet another trap in the basement, I heard a faint whisper behind me. I turned around, heart pounding, but saw nothing. The whisper grew louder, joined by more voices, forming an incomprehensible chorus. My skin prickled with fear, but I pressed on. That night, I finally caught a glimpse of them, tiny, grotesque creatures with mischievous grins and glowing eyes. They flitted about, causing chaos wherever they went. I tried to capture one, but they vanished into thin air, leaving me bewildered and frustrated. Desperate, I reached out to a local folklorist, hoping for answers. He listened intently to my story, nodding with understanding. He explained that goblins were ancient tricksters, drawn to places with strong emotional energy. My house, with its history of family turmoil and unresolved issues, was a perfect target for their antics. He also mentioned that there were a few times in our town's history when people reported goblins and missing items, including my grandma.